Peace family. So I'm back with another one. So today what I want to do is I want to talk about the importance of understanding the other entity that occupies your friends and family vessel with them. You know what I'm saying? But before I get all the way in, salute the JAAMI Arts. You know what I'm saying? On the merch, he sent a handful of items over. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love. As always, you know what I'm saying? I'm a support. I'll have the website links down below, you know what I'm saying? But y'all definitely make sure y'all tap in. I'm always supporting everywhere I can, you know what I'm saying? Best way possible. But as far as diving into this subject, you know what I mean? While I was meditating out here in this beautiful space, I realized that, like, for us, that was moving with the universe but creating friction in our family because we was going against their flow growing up. I realized their vessel and why it's always so hard for them to change, why we see the little piece of them in there, and understanding that the other entity that occupies their space, right? So for most of us that's in our space, right, we mostly battle the matrix, and we have our own battles that we go through within our own journey as far as being here in this realm, which we already understood before we had the knowledge, which is why we always had such a strong push and fight to flow with the universe. So we actually minimized our battles, because when I put it this way, right, we only battling the matrix and everything that's opposing the creation, right? And we have our own battles that we have within, but that's every living organism. So that's no different. Everyone has their process, their journey. But our friends and family, you know what I mean, they have themselves to battle. They have the matrix to battle, which is still on a very low percentage scale. But then they also have another entity occupying their vessel. So when you think about how much harder it's gonna be for them to come up out of that program, it makes you not take everything as personal when you're engaging and dealing with them. Yes, you may respond and react, but the overall process of it, you don't take it as personal as you used to take it personal. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of understood some of these things, but the more you do things and the more you meditate and the more you experience, the more wisdom you gain from that. So it's like, for me, being at this place where I'm at in my journey now, and I've always been helping people around me wherever I could, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if I pull up to a median and it's a homeless person right there, I don't give a fuck what he do with the money. I'm still gonna give him a couple dollars anyways if I got some loose bills or some change around. You know what I'm saying? That's just how my spirit does. But it's like, our battles are due to our natural flow, which we get natural strength from. Theirs is being suppressed, and they're having more battles and sabotage and self-destruction put on them due to the other entity being inside of them, you know what I'm saying, controlling they process. And it's like, it's easy to get to this point now and have all this information out about it, but it's like when you think about the natural flow of things, some of us made choices and decisions that we have to wear, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us got kids and we not together, and like locked in. I don't believe in marriage through the system, but I definitely believe in marriage, you know what I'm saying? But it don't have to be through the system. You're supposed to structure that with fucking this up here, you know what I'm saying? Or you can get something notarized. Anything opposed from incorporating the matrix into place, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, for them, even like right now where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? It's like one old guy close by fishing, but it's like he could be teaching this to other people how to fish. He could be using his, you know, financial situation to help other people and to bring them out. He's already, you know, basically exhausted his time, so he should be sharing and dropping all the knowledge and information and everything he possibly can on down. But the program and the entity is already in there and is so embedded and is comfortable. I always like to refer to the movie Get Out. It's like when she told him to sink. Like, these are our friends and our family and the ones beside us, you know what I'm saying? And the ones that were beside us. They're in that sunken place and a whole nother entity is driving their vehicle. And that's why it's always harder for them to even intake the information, because another entity is not allowing it. And that's why it's hard for you to process why they will not get it or understand it. It's not that they don't, it's that they not allowed to. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always emphasize, like, it's important to understanding that it's a war going on out here spiritually, like, and you have to understand where people are within. You have to understand their belief system, and once you understand their belief system, then you can figure out why their perspective shapes and molds the way it does. You know what I'm saying? Because we already know, like, you can have some Christians who operate one way on this way and then have other ones that operate on this way. You know what I'm saying? But all in actuality, I feel like if you partake in one of the religions, it's only one way to do it. Like, that gotta be some weird witchy shit to try to counter what the natural flow was set for this one thing was. You know what I'm saying? So even with that, like for them to get to that place to even start self-reflecting and looking at self, like, it's going to take a lot of work, and they have to be willing to be selfless, selfless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of them have been pretty selfish with the universe. You know what I'm saying? With life itself. You know what I'm saying? With nature. With however you want to word it. I feel like they've been pretty selfish with life. So in order to start rewiring, reprogramming, start trying to push the other entity out, because you got to think about it. When you go to pick up somebody, like a little one or something, and they playing or something, they don't want to leave, like, some of them will sit down, throw their dead weight down, make you pull them, pick them up, you know what I'm saying? Start kicking, screaming, crying. You know, all of the above tactics that the kids do when if they don't want to move and they function that way. All kids don't function that way, you know what I'm saying? But the ones that do, we done experienced it and seen it, at least on movies, if you haven't experienced it in real life. But it's like, that's what the entity is doing in the inside. This shit don't want to leave. This shit don't want to go nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's fully comfortable in the space where it's at. Because if not, then it would have to find a whole nother vessel to go and occupy. So it's like, it's a lot of steps that it takes to remove that. But like I was saying before about some of the mistakes or some of the choices that we make, I don't really like to call them mistakes. It's choices and decisions we make. But some of those things we have to live with, and it's hard for the ones who already made those choices and decisions to actually understand that. Like, some things you are not allowed to get a redo over. Some things you are not allowed to get a redo over. You know what I'm saying? And you have to accept what is. And then you have to do your best to figure out, okay, if this is what it is, okay, what can I do now to remove either the unhealthy shit or the low vibrational shit or the witchy shit? You know what I'm saying? Whichever way you want to flip it, word it, twist it, you know what I'm saying? But it's just getting to that understanding, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's like if a man is like 70 years old and he want a fucking 20-year-old, or he wish he was 20 years old. Like, you not, and you most likely won't be able to unless it's witchy, and you'll just be able to finance the whole thing. But in following natural flow, that would be just a time past that you would just have to move forward past. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't be able to go back and be like, okay, snap me back to 20 now so I can talk to this 20-year-old and I'm 70 years old or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, you know, for them to accept the fact that this shit is within them. And with so much information out here, a lot of them know. A lot of them know. But the fight to remove it is extremely difficult. Like, their fight that they have to remove that is a million times harder than our fight that we are doing out here for the greater good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you teaching them these things and talking to them and they're trying to take steps, then it's things that you could do to kind of work with them. But these, they have to be selfless towards the universe. They have to be. They've been too selfish, and now they have to be selfless. I don't give a fuck what it is. Whatever they thinking about theyself, they have to put theyself at the far back end. You know what I'm saying? That's because they have a whole nother entity attached to them. So how do you start removing shit and kicking it out? You have to start doing things differently. Okay, this motherfucker, I know this bitch operates being selfishly. Okay, let me start being selfless. Do the opposite and flip the script. You know what I'm saying? If they don't know, then these is, you know, just things that you could throw out there in the wind for them. Plant a little seed for them, you know what I'm saying? Because all of them don't want to go through no exorcism. You know what I'm saying? And everyone don't have to go through that space. But I feel like we at a time now to where if you don't know what's going on, then and you've been operating one way and it's been pretty selfish and pretty witchy, and you want to maneuver that and change it and shift it, then you have to start being selfless. You have to start being selfish, even with all of this shit going on out here, because you got ties to pay. You got ties to pay, and nobody gets off without paying their ties. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to pay those ties. So the healthiest way to start trying to kick that other entity out or pass it on to your friends and family is they have to start being selfless. If they always were the ones that was selfish, always put themselves first, it was always all about them, or it had to incorporate something with them getting the upper hand up here and everybody else being down this way. You know what I'm saying? They have to be selfless. If they not willing to do and start taking the steps, like outside of just not taking your information or your knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is a lost battle. These are the ones that are not going to change. They are in a position where they don't just change, they have to remove a whole nother entity. They have a whole nother entity in there. We fight in the universe. It's different for us. That's why we just be changing and shifting like this. We do that shit without nothing. We be thinking something for 2 days, and then the next day think, you know, we already doing it. You know what I'm saying? Or we done thought and pondered on it for a month or two, and now we implementing and doing it already. Because even though that it took us longer, we felt like a lot of these motherfuckers don't even get to this space to even do that. They not allowed to. They not allowed to. That's why it's so easy for sometimes to occasionally let them peek up, and when they communicate with you, it's like, damn, I can feel you, I see you right here, you know what I'm saying? And it'd be like you be wanting to help and figure out what you could do to bring that motherfucker out. Some tactics right here, they have to be selfless. You know what I'm saying? They gotta push that other entity out. We gotta get to the reality of, you already been programmed. You know what I'm saying? They already been programmed. We've been shaking and shifting our shits. That's why we here now in the space we in. So they wasn't able to embed their programs in on us for them to move in our space. They couldn't move in. We have our own obstacles and battles and shit, but they wasn't able to move in. Yes, you may be fighting demons and shit in your inner space, but they wasn't able to move in. They couldn't just kick their shoes off and start telling you what to do. Nah, they gotta fucking manipulate you with something that you like, or something that, you know, entices you. But I ain't want to run it up too long, you know what I'm saying? Definitely tapping everything down below. I'm gonna have Cami Arts, the art down below, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate the love and support, you know what I'm saying? And much love and support to everybody that's been tapping in. I know I don't say it much. I appreciate all your comments, likes, all the my following subscribers, all the new subscribers, you know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate all the love and support, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my part to make sure I stay consistent, and we're gonna implement some new things as this thing continues to level up, you know what I'm saying? But peace and love to the kings and queens.